everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I would like to introduce you to a traditional Tatar dish called peremetch. You may ask, what or who is Tatar? Tatars are Turkic-speaking people, and please don't confuse Turkic with Turkish language because Turkic is a group of languages and Turkish is one language. Anyway, Tatars are Turkic people who mostly live in west central part of Russia in the region called Tatarstan. And I am originally from the capital of Tatarstan, Kazan. So today I will be showing you how to make our traditional dish called peremetch that I grew up on. It's delicious. Simply speaking, I would describe peremetch as a doughnut filled with minced meat and onions, except that the dough is of course not sweet, it's more savory. So we will need two groups of ingredients to make peremetch. For the dough part, we will need 500 grams of flour, 300 milliliters of warm milk, which is approximately about 10 ounces of milk, 1 egg, 4 to 7 grams of yeast powder, and you can actually use natural yeast too, it's even better. Half teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and also 2 tablespoons of oil. Or if you want to go a little bit crazy, you can actually go with 50 grams of butter. And for the filling part, we will need 500 grams of minced meat, and it can be any meat. Today I will be using beef. 1 large onion or 2 small onions, about 1 tablespoon of salt, and 3/4 of tablespoon of pepper. And we will be starting with the dough part. First and foremost, let's mix all of the ingredients for the dough. The yeast, sugar, and salt, the egg, the milk, and we'll gradually start adding the flour and mix everything. Okay. Now let's start mixing everything gradually. So I'm just going to finish adding all of my flour. And after giving it a good mix, I am just going to transfer everything to my counter and finish making the dough. Okay, so now as you can see, we have this consistency. Flour is still separate, so I'm just going to give it a good knead to blend everything together. Let me actually transfer it to the counter. It'll just make it a lot easier to do the kneading. You do it like so. Just a little bit hand workout. Keep doing this for about 10 minutes. Okay, I'm almost done. I just wanted to show you what the result should look like. Basically, from what you saw in the beginning, this is what we get. It's solid. As you can see, it's smooth, right? And it should be elastic. For now, it may not be totally elastic. What we need to do is just like let it sit for maybe about 45 minutes to an hour. We need to let a yeast rise the dough. That's the purpose of yeast, right? I'm just going to give it a few more kneads, and I am going to put it in the original bowl. I'm going to cover it with the lid and make sure to put it in someplace warm so that we help the yeast do its work. I will be actually using what we call in Russian water bath. Basically, you pour some hot water and sit your bowl with dough in it, so it will actually rise very soon. Now, while we're waiting for the dough to rise, let's start preparing our filling. I'm just going to mince this onion as well. Now, let's transfer our meat and the onions in the same bowl. Add 1 tablespoon of salt, pepper. Let's give it a good stir. Our dough is ready now. Ooh, look at this. Look how huge it became. Our meat. Let's dust the board a little bit with the flour and transfer. Let's just give it a little knead. And now we need to cut this dough into small little balls. That would be about probably 70 grams each. Okay, these are our donuts that are ready to be wrapped around the meat. Now let's start preparing our meat and make little meatballs. Our meatballs are also ready. We are supposed to have 14 peremetches. I'm just going to dust my counter. And by the way, I covered the dough so that it doesn't get hard. I'm just going to take one of the donuts. And you can either use your palm to flatten it a little bit, or you can always use the rolling pin to make it easier. Make it a little bit bigger. This is good. And then we take one of the meatballs. I have my dough. I rolled it with the rolling pin, and right in the middle I put my meat, and then start pinching the dough around the meat in such a way. Just make sure that there's a hole left right in the middle. And here it is. And then you can also flatten it a little bit. Let me show you again. Take one of the dough pieces, flatten it with the rolling pin. Since my meatballs are pretty big, I want to make sure that I have enough room for it, because we'll be needing to pinch the dough around that meat, okay? We take the meatball, put it right in the middle. You can spread it a little bit, flatten it, and then start pinching the dough around the meat, like so. Okay. Now our oil should be ready. And let me show you how you check the readiness. You just take a little piece of dough and throw it in the oil and a reaction should start, okay? I'm just going to take my peremetch and put them with the hole down. Just like this. Be careful because the oil is really hot. So you can flatten it a little bit, just press it. Hear the sound? The meat just started coming out. It means that pretty soon we'll need to flip it on the other side. Okay. Now let's turn them upside down. See, they're all brown. I mean golden brown. It should be golden brown. And nice. So I may actually need to add a little bit more oil. Now, I am going to transfer my peremetches on the plate covered with a paper towel to get the excess oil. Peremetches. It looks so delicious, so appetizing. Let's see. Let me take a bite and I'll show you what it looks like inside. Still really hot. Look at this. So beautiful. The meat is juicy, the dough is puffy, and delicious. Thank you so much guys for joining my channel today, my video. Hopefully you like this recipe and hope you will get a chance to make these peremetches as well. They are delicious and worth every minute that I spent cooking it. Leave your comments below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next videos. Bye bye.